Going along with the Super Bowl between the Rams and the Patriots, I thought it would be interesting to do another competition. Today, it's Coke versus Pepsi. Coca-Cola and PepsiCo are in a never-ending battle to win over more of the world's soda drinkers. Both have their share of celebrity fans. Investing legend Warren Buffett calls himself a Coke loyalist, while Pepsi has over the years received Super Bowl endorsements from A-listers like Steve Carell, Cardi B, Beyonce, and Madonna. Over the years, both brands have proven to be extremely successful, and both are on the 2018 Forbes list of the world's most valuable brands. So, which would have made you richer if you invested 10 years ago? Let's take a look. According to CNBC, a $1,000 investment in Coca-Cola in 2009 would be worth more than $2,700 as of January 2019. If you put $1,000 in PepsiCo at the same time, your investment would be worth more than $2,600. The difference between the two comes to only about $100, but Coke wins. Ivan Feinseth of financial firm Tigris Financial Partners sees a big obstacle facing Pepsi and the traditional soda market overall. He said that the biggest problem that Pepsi and similar companies face is that there is no growth in carbonated soda. Pepsi has to continue to develop or acquire other alternatives, such as sparkling water, flavored seltzers, flavored teas, sports drinks, and recovery drinks. That's where the growth is, in the niche beverage markets. Both Coca-Cola and PepsiCo do offer products besides sodas, and both continue to make acquisitions to diversify their portfolios of products. PepsiCo, which owns the popular snack brands Cheetos, Doritos, and Lay's, as well as beverage brands Gatorade and Lipton, announced plans to buy at-home carbonated drink maker SodaStream. Coca-Cola made 6 new acquisitions in 2018, among them coffee chain Costa Coffee, though Chief Executive Officer James Quincy said on CNBC that investors should not expect the company to keep up the pace in 2019. Instead, he says, the company will absorb the investments it made last year. So now let's go take a look at a 10-year chart and to see exactly how Pepsi and Coke did. So we're looking at the 10-year monthly chart on Coke and Pepsi. Pepsi is shown in the black, whereas Coke is shown in the red. And for disclosure purposes, I do not own any shares of either Coke or Pepsi. So again, we started this 10 years ago, and they ended up relatively close over that period of time here in January. But you can see that they took slightly different paths. Coke seems to be a little bit more traditional in its movement, continuing on up. Pepsi had a little bit of stall in 2011 and 2012, but eventually it caught up, and again, they nearly tied by the end of the 10 years. Now, I'm showing Coca-Cola down here in the Mac simply because I like its pattern. I used to know a guy that worked for Coca-Cola, and what he would do is he would just simply buy and sell based on the cycle. He made a lot of money. Who knew you could buy and sell based on a cycle? But as you can see, Coke has a relatively decent cycle, especially over the past few years, where you have a bottom and a top and a bottom, a top, a bottom here, and perhaps we're heading to a top in not too long. Now, one other thing that is of interest too is taking a look at the overall pattern. We're heading on down now, and it looks like we're sort of basing. And maybe we're going to do a lift off there. I'm not quite sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's what's happening. But otherwise, you look at the histogram and pretty good pattern there, as well as the relative strength and the stochastic. That's pretty nice. The volume has continued to drop generally over the past several years, just only slightly. I don't think that's much of a problem because the price is going up, and so there's an offset. But back here into the Williams pattern looks to be decent. Again, it kind of shows that basing here in 2015, 2016, and then starts to uptick there in 2017, 2018. Is it going to continue on up? I can't say for sure, but how can you lose with Coke or even Pepsi? So for my bet, I don't know. I think I enjoy both Pepsi and Coke depending upon the circumstances. I drink them both. I don't drink diet though. Can't take diet. All right, so here's your chart. And for my money, I would say follow the charts and conduct your fundamental analysis. And for today, that's ChewDog Charts. Thank you.